Space.
Right, welcome back to Making Marmalade. With me, Jaydee, Chris, and Hodor.
Hodor. You've got to say it the right way.
Hodor.
Hodor.
And the Mars Bar Express.
Oh, God.
What? So today we'll be talking about
No!
the final frontier.
Tiny little feet.
I think this is Chris's idea. I think Chris
Well, we
should.
don't have to talk about it. if you don't
No,
want to.
but go.
I just find space really interesting, like everything about it.
What?
Like, all right. What's this, a fucking grilling? I said, what do you know about space? Go on, you started that and let's do
It's
it.
big, innit?
Thanks for joining us! It's fucking big, yeah.
Do you think there's any other planets out there with, like, living people on?
Living people,
Like, that somewhat resemble
or
humans?
dead people.
Well done, mate.
Yeah.
No, with just piles of dead people everywhere.
Where else do they go?
That's the it's the great funeral parlour.
Oh, God.
Actually, God isn't a thing. It's just loads of planets with loads of dead bodies piled up on them.
That'd be really depressing.
Do you
heaven.
think we're alone? I
I don't think there's like a humanoid. We have done aliens.
we have done aliens.
Well, we can sort of touch on it a little.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there's another species that looks humanoid. I think anything that's alive around the universe is probably going to be. It's going to look very different to what we've seen so far, life-wise.
So you reckon there is life form out there?
I mean, it feels arrogant to think that there isn't. Like, of all the millions, hundreds of millions, thousands of millions
Yeah.
of
Little Joshes.
oh God, can you imagine a planet of Joshes? Sorry, Josh.
Love you.
It's only because you're not here. God, a planet of any. Can you imagine a planet of Wills?
Just doing the little dance moves and shit like that.
They all just they got loads of tribal like dances that just do this the whole time.
Like the Samoan dance.
And they throw billet boxes at you as like
You know,
modified spears or something.
You know, in Rick and Morty, where Jerry starts like commanding all those like rejected people.
Or the rejected Jerrys.
Yeah. That's definitely that
That's Will's
situation.
planet.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, I think something's got to be out there.
Space is an amazing like thing to talk about. So we don't know anything about it, although they say that we know more about space than we do the bottom of the ocean. Fair enough. I don't know how true that is, but
Basically, we've only done like what 10 to 15% of the ocean.
yeah. But we've done like I don't think we can put a percentage
On space.
on space because we don't know how big it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Ever
They
expanding.
reckon they can see further in space, don't they, than they can in the or like down through the ocean and shit.
well, you can look like using things like the Kepler telescope and all those sorts of things. You can look quite far into other solar systems, and, sort of planetary systems and things. You can see if there's using like the light reflection technology. You probably know about them.
Yeah, you're like you. So
Use light to tell if it's got like oxygen and if it's life holding.
yeah, and they say that just by looking out into the stars, you can see back in time.
Yeah.
Because the light that you are getting is billions and billions of light years away.
It's all
And
to do with the speed of light, right?
yeah, it's to do with speed of light. Yeah.
So like, was that fact? I don't know how true this is. Maybe we'll look it up, but it's like that fact that if the sun blew up, you wouldn't know about it for like a few minutes or something.
Isn't like 8 minutes or something.
8 minutes, you wouldn't know about it because the light hadn't traveled. The light would not travel to Earth yet,
Oh wow.
so you wouldn't know for 8 minutes that the sun had blown up.
I read a weird fact the other day that if you get all the planets in our solar system, not including Pluto, and you put them all next to each other, that is the distance between Earth and the Moon. That was Brian Cox said that.
I thought it was going to be one of those things of like the space between here and here is how big your penis is.
No. And he was talking about Jupiter. It's a gas giant, right? Jupiter.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely, most definitely Devon.
it's a gas giant, so surely if it's gas, you can go straight through it. But he said that the pressure that's being pushed down and forced down the temperatures, the second you get in there, you die straight away. And there's also an idea that the gas is also a solid,
Yeah.
but it's still a gas.
It's so pressurized that it
dense.
becomes so, it becomes so dense that you can just pass through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't really understand what happened with Pluto though. Why was that downgraded?
It's too small, isn't
It
it?
was a dwarf planet. They've got to be.
It's still a planet though.
Yeah, but it's now considered a dwarf planet, not a proper planet.
Like, it's about the size of like an asteroid or something, or like a comet or something.
Oh,
like
shit.
that. It's always been small, but it was only like fractionally bigger than like, what do they call them? Like, I don't know, space debris, some space debris.
Right.
It's so small.
Yeah, basically.
Like that episode of Rick and Morty, when they go to that planet and they can walk around the whole planet in like 2 minutes or something, and they go back around, not quite like that.
Yeah.
But it's something like that. But they're made of gas, rock, and then there's one that's made of like acid or something, isn't there? Or
Yeah, what was that thing that you spoke about earlier? About was it hot chocolate? Some of that. It wasn't it?
apparently
Rum.
it was something that I think it was Neil deGrasse Tyson or maybe Brian Coles, can't remember. And they were talking about like so you get these nebulas which are huge like gas clouds and like massive areas of gas clouds and like different things that are in various parts of deep space, and apparently like the way that the makeup of this particular thing in terms of its like particles, atoms, whatever, apparently it's got the same flavour as like rum and coke. If you could taste it, the makeup and like the composition, that was the word I was looking for, composition of how it's made is the same as like the taste of what rum and coke would be. If you've got space facts, maybe we can look up some space facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
16 facts about space that will blow your mind.
Oh, that sounds like clickbait. Look at these
Yeah.
kids. Wow, they're all grown up.
Yeah.
Who had a crack addiction?
Do you believe that like you see, it's going back to conspiracy actually. The International Space Station.
You can see it.
No, do you think that they're actually on there?
In space?
Well, they have
Yes.
sent pictures back, and you.
Yeah.
And you can, if you have like your own like amateur radio set, you can communicate with them. Whether, as you say,
Whether they answer
conspiracy,
or not.
you are actually communicating with them or not, you don't know. Do you reckon we'll ever inhabit Mars?
No.
There already is
Yeah.
a program doing it, so yes.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
do you reckon like in your lifetime
Yeah,
you'll
they're
be able to
already
buy a
planning it.
ticket and do it?
Oh, no.
I don't reckon it would be in ours. I think it'd be two.
It's gonna be
maybe
2 or 3 down the
generations down.
But they are going to be sending people. Mars One has already been started years ago. It started when I was when we were at college.
Yeah.
And they were building habitats and things, and that like or they call them habs or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like The Martian. Like The Martian is scientifically quite accurate, like about what it talks about the movie. And they were building habitats, and they're building like space launching things.
Is that the one where he had to use the camera with the different letters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually a thing that was sent to Mars that did crash.
Right.
So that was what was it called? I can't remember now. But there was some probe sent that crashed and never made it. Right. And then he that. But that is where it would have been in that thing. It's called the scapular band or something on Mars. Really interesting. But I did read a thing the other day about like when they send like the Mars rovers and things like that over to Mars. Interestingly, how they land them, because I've always wondered how they land them, because there is gravity. It's not gravity like here, but there is gravity, and there is a thin atmosphere on Mars, which is why they want to colonise it. But apparently they send them in these ships where they fire the rockets out, completely unmanned. Like send these rockets out with these things on, so you never know if it's going to make it or whatever. You can track it to a certain point. But they send them out, and then when they fire the probe off to hit the atmosphere of Mars, it comes in at a certain angle through the atmosphere, so it lands.
Don't they slingshot it around?
They slingshot it around and it comes back on I think at like the sharpest angle or something, or whatever it is. But when it hits like atmosphere, like almost to the ground level within the atmosphere, it just blows it up like those big sumo suits you can put on.
Oh yeah.
They blow this thing and it just goes, poof, and like the whole thing just gets completely encased in like a bubble, essentially.
Oh, wow.
And then it lands, and like obviously, because it's going to hit fucking rock, isn't it? And it's loads of delicate like instruments on it and
I
stuff.
didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, and when it lands, it goes like, and then it all strips, and it takes time to do it. And then when it opens, it has to charge and all that. It's really interesting.
I love the idea of it, and I was watching Elon Musk talk about how to start terraforming. But I think like that theory has
nuking
been
the
around for
poles.
so long.
Like nuking the polar caps.
Yeah, you have to raise the temperature so you can start. I think it would be like my great grandkids. So people are actually there living, habiting.
Yeah.
Like
People will be there, but they'll be scientists.
Yeah.
In our lifetime, I think. We'll see scientists living there. Because what they've always said is... Because remember it used to take, like... It got estimated, like, because they didn't know how to navigate the solar system or whatever. It used to take, like, 30 years for something to get there. Or something.
it's now 6 months.
It's now 6 months it takes to get there. But it used to be, like, 35 years or something.
Yeah.
Oh, but didn't that change because of how the planets move around the system?
Yeah, but we didn't know how to navigate it. That was the whole point.
Yeah, but won't it be like saying...
You can only do it at a certain
However long.
point in the year.
Yeah.
So then you like fire it, and then it can get there in 6 months. Like,
Yeah, because the solar system doesn't go round in circle, does it? It goes round in.
it's like an elliptical orbit.
Yeah.
Almost, I think.
Yeah, because some planets get really close to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a really rare occurrence as well.
Yeah.
Like some of them are 250 years apart just to get there.
Really interesting.
But once you're there, you're just like 3 months. Let's go.
Yeah.
Shit.
But then at the moment, like the scientists, because they want to send the first things with equipment and stuff up. Like next year was the original date where they were going to send all the equipment up there and habitats, and they were going to stay there for a while before people get there.
Actually go, yeah.
But they were going to send the stuff there like next year or something, or the year after. 2025 was the original dates, and then they talked about people going up, and then it would be a one-way trip.
Yeah,
Like, you're not coming back. You're dying on
Yeah,
Mars.
fuck that.
Like, I would have loved to have done something like that if I had the scientific acumen to do it.
You did a one-way trip,
Yeah,
knowing that you're not coming back.
Yeah.
Never.
interesting.
Can't be as bad as Brighton, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say.
True, but I would never risk my life for that shit. To be honest.
I think if I didn't have my kids, I'd be definitely on that shit.
Right?
But what would I do?
Exactly.
Well, this is what I mean. If I had the scientific...
Make a podcast.
Like, yeah, we could do a podcast. Hey, you're
cheeky
here.
right?
Welcome to Mars.
I swear I'm not on Mars.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, a lot of it's really interesting, but the universe is just so vast. It is kind of daunting to think how big it is.
It is. I mean, it's fucking...
We are such a small, minute thing in a fucking ginormous
You're nothing.
system, and it's
All of
crazy to
this,
think
all of
if
this.
one slight thing was off, none of this would exist.
Yeah.
None of it.
None of it at all.
It's crazy.
Do you guys believe in the black hole? Is it the black hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
I don't think that shit exists. To be honest.
It's sort of impossible
know.
to. They can prove it using magnetic fields, can't they? Because it's
They
how
can
it
prove
bends.
there are anomalies.
Yeah.
The thing is that there's evidence of a black hole, but it's called a white hole, which is the exit. But they haven't found any white holes. So the white hole is literally like you're absorbing all the light, you're absorbing everything that comes in.
Why are you laughing?
You love man.
That was an episode of Red Dwarf, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah. It's called White Hole, where they say it spews time and matter out of the other side.
Yeah. But they haven't found anything coming out the other side through the whole
Like,
of the
'cause
universe.
they wanted to call... That's what they were thinking, like, what a wormhole would be.
Yeah.
Like, so a wormhole would be like a black hole leading to a white hole that would spew time. Because the whole thing with a black hole, right, which is why it's so hard to believe,
Yeah.
is that nothing can exist in a black hole. Like, which is so weird, but it's like, not even time. Time gets sucked into, and that's like a
Yeah,
really
because
odd
everything
theory.
gets sucked into the black hole.
Time
Right?
gets sucked in as well. It's not just like matter; it's
Yeah.
time and matter and everything. So nothing can exist. It is an even more barren wasteland than space itself, and that's why they find it hard to believe. Although they have found anomalies where magnetic fields and changes in matter and stuff are around, but they don't know what that means.
What do you guys think? Sorry, go for it.
No, go on.
Go for it.
No, I was just saying, I suppose you would never actually, nobody would physically actually know unless you yourself decided to launch yourself in a rocket dead into one.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you need to
true.
ask Matthew McConaughey because he's done it.
That's true.
Has he actually done that?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh no! Fuck this guy! No! You guys are fucking around with me, aren't you? No!
It's a fucking film, dude, called Interstellar.
Alright.
I'm sending my scientific information back to Earth, man. Jaydee.
I was just counting the podcast.
Cancel.
Fuck.
I don't want to do this
No, he
anymore.
did it in a movie. Like, it was called Interstellar. It was. You can look it up now. If you want.
Who do you think should be the first one to do it?
Huh?
Get into space. Not into space.
Michael J. Fox.
Just do Mars or another planet.
Shaking his way into the black hole. Or something.
Oh.
No, I can't put that in. You've got to cut that out.
No, I'm not.
No. He has got Parkinson's.
Do you think it would be the Americans? Do you think it would be a private company? Do you think it would be the Chinese?
I don't know. I kind of like the idea that everyone will come band together and do it, but they won't. It's going to be. I don't think the Russians will do it. I don't think they've got really much interest in it. If Trump had remained president of the US, it would have never happened because he didn't even believe in global warming, let alone space and aliens and stuff.
Why is that so funny?
I reckon it would be private, SpaceX.
It'll be SpaceX. It's going to be Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is so fucking nutty, he'll do it.
He's monopolised space.
I hate Elon Musk.
Why? He's such an interesting man.
I just hate him.
So, for what reason?
I don't know. I just don't like him.
He's so interesting.
Do you know? So do you use PayPal?
Yeah.
You know he invented PayPal.
No, I didn't know that.
He invented PayPal as a way to. So you know, like modern day phones, right? Because you know he's from South Africa. South Africa? Mm-hmm. Yeah. In modern day phones, we're like, oh, we can pay on our phone. It's amazing, right? In Africa, they were doing that way before like smartphones. Thing. They were paying for things on like Nokia 5210s. Because this is true. I'm not winding you up, by the way. This is true. And so people were paying between phones and things. So eventually, he ended up, with the advent of the internet and stuff, he ended up inventing PayPal. And PayPal was his baby when he was like a teenager or something. Like, and he did it with a friend or whatever. And he sold that. And that's how he made his first sets of millions. And
He made $100 million.
from selling PayPal.
It's crazy how so many massive companies started out in like garages.
Oh, wait, no.
Like,
All massive companies
like
did.
Amazon, Netflix.
I mean,
No,
fucking...
he sold it for 1.5 billion.
Right.
Wow, in 2002.
Well, it's true, right? He invented PayPal.
Sold it to eBay.
So he sold that, and then he had that money. Then he invested in some other shit, didn't he? And then he went like bankrupt or something happened. There's a story around it, or before that maybe. And then eventually he ended up creating Tesla.
Yeah.
And then getting involved in loads of other things. And then he made SpaceX.
Boring.
And then he bought Twitter, didn't he? Like,
Yeah.
and made it.
Turned it to X. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But like he's an entrepreneur like no one else because he's the nut job that takes risks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because isn't it him and who's the Virgin guy?
Richard Branson.
Other than Josh.
Mike Wazowski?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Wasn't it him and Richard Branson that did
One string. Yeah, Richard Branson.
yeah.
But he had
They
one
did the
recently.
Hyperloop,
It didn't
didn't they?
work. It wasn't that good.
What's that?
When he went to space.
Oh yeah,
That was the one
yeah,
that was
failed.
launched by the plane, wasn't
What was
it?
it called? Fuck. It was a name
Virgin
for it.
Atlantic.
Virgin Media.
No, it's called Virgin
Galactic.
Galactic, yeah. So they've got a plane, right? That it's got like a space module, spaceship module underneath it, or on top of it. I can't remember. I think it's on top actually. And they fly this plane as close to the edge of the atmosphere as they can, and then the rocket on top can go into space, and then only on the perimeter of. But it's like for super rich people, so they can go to space.
Oh, fuck rich people.
Like to begin with, like, but it'll be a thing. But it's a much more like interesting delivery system
Yeah.
because the first ever rocket, 1969, Cape Canaveral, when the first rocket ever went up from the States, at least anyway, that we know of.
Yeah.
That used something like 50 billion tons of fuel or something, or 50,000 tons, or 500,000, or something fucking mental.
Yeah.
To fire, they just fucking packed the fucking little module at the front, and then they had this massive engine behind it.
Yeah.
And then just fucking, basically what they did is they had fuel in an engine, like pop the cork at the bottom and then set fire to it, and then it just fucking propelled them into space.
Have you been Cape Canaveral?
With less, I haven't no, with less technology than a modern day smartphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. I think it's a toss up. So at the moment you've got
Okay.
what's his name, Bezos.
Oh,
Blue
Bezos.
Origin.
Bezos.
So he's just got the contract with NASA.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Musk is a little bit pissed. I think it's so Bezos is going to be part of the Mars missions.
Right, that's not good.
Right. So I
thought
think
NASA weren't being funded anymore.
yeah.
I thought
They still are.
the American government stopped funding.
No. I think they took some cuts, but it's still in the billions.
Oh, shit.
But they're now using private companies to sort their rockets out.
Because it's cheaper than funding for their own.
Yeah, and to be honest, for some reason they were still doing the whole big tube, put blowy up stuff in it.
Yeah. That's why Musk's thing is interesting.
Well, yeah.
Those Dragon rockets. that
He's
re-land
the
it.
only
Yeah.
one that can re-land his boosters and rockets, isn't he?
But what's the point of having that if you're going to Mars? Oh, land the other side.
No.
Didn't even twig.
You take.
Yeah, but it's also the main ones to get them off the ground in the first place. They can re-land them,
And they can
refill
reuse
them,
them.
and then reuse them on the next
Right,
one.
Currently,
yeah.
When they get outside of the atmosphere, what they do is they disconnect the fuel, like the fuel pods and the engines when they get into zero G, and they disconnect them. So essentially, there's just a fuck ton of engines floating around Earth.
There's more
Where
debris in
they fire
space.
fuel.
There's so
and
much
they just
debris.
go, and they go, and then they all just float around the planet.
Oh, shit.
They've put so much shit into space that they genuinely find it difficult, or they say they find it difficult to know when's the right time to launch because they don't want to hit anything.
You've got, I think it's something like 19,000 pieces of debris, satellites, parts of engines, everything, spinning around the world at 17,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Jeez.
These things are fucking wolfing it around.
Fucking hell.
Other thing with Elon, Starlink.
Oh, Starlink.
Yeah.
The amount of satellites he's fucking chucked up for those. I mean, it's a great concept of
Well, they
bringing
are
internet.
satellites in themselves.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great concept of, you know, providing internet in places that you wouldn't be able to have internet usually. But the cost of the initial setup, fuck me.
Fucking man. I know someone.
Major.
I know a friend of a friend who got Starlink, and it's so incredibly expensive. It's unreal because it's meant to be the best internet you can ever get.
Yeah.
Because they're firing these satellites around the planet. Just go all around the planet all the time, so you just get the best coverage. Because what you want, I mean, they've tested it so far, but what they wanted to do was got 30,000 more or something. They wanted to fire in to like spread across Earth, like to provide internet everywhere. And it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like,
Because he recently did it for Ukraine, didn't he?
he did, yeah,
So
yeah,
everyone in Ukraine could have internet.
yeah, like for free or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You're having a war, but watch YouTube.
Yeah. Fuck.
Upload on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's what? I'm reading here, Bezos. Origin wins NASA contract to build astronaut lunar lander.
Yeah.
What a coveted $3.4 billion contract.
Oh, shit.
To build a spacecraft to fly astronauts to and from the moon's surface. Oh, okay. So it wasn't Mars. So I think maybe it's just Elon Musk that is pushing for Mars.
I think Elon Musk is the only one pushing for Mars, yeah. Because I think he's monopolised on it.
He's
now.
the only one crazy enough to do it, let's face it.
He's doing all sorts.
The rest of them all just want to keep it closer to Earth.
I reckon I've got a theory that you know like in Star Trek and Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. You've got these floating like space stations where they build other ships in space. I don't think that's that far away.
No. I
personally.
think it's, yeah.
I think they could. I mean, they've already got the International Space Station, which is sat there.
Yeah.
What's to stop them putting another thing like that, but much bigger,
Yeah.
in space, and then just fucking doing that? And also, the other, side note. I've talked a lot. Sorry, I apologise.
I don't mind.
Really,
Love
really
it.
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Also, the whole thing around like 3D printing, for instance. The side note of this is because you know, I don't know if you know. This isn't me winding you up, by the way. Just for the record, it's not. You can look it up as I say it. So like now they send plans and like blueprints for or apparently they're trying to at least. They're testing it, or maybe they have done it already.
Oh, the space station.
The space station,
They
they've got
do
a
it,
3D
yeah.
printer on the space station.
That's
so
crazy.
if they need a screw replacing,
Yeah.
they can use material that they already have there, and they
3D
get
print.
deliveries and things.
Yeah, yeah.
Deliveries of material and stuff. But
Papa John's.
They just send it. Yeah, Papa John's. Yeah.
Amazon next day
But
delivery.
they just send it. They send it. They'll fucking be doing that. And they send the materials, but they can just print it. So if they need a screw replacing, they just print it in the 3D printer, and it creates it. And then they've just got a perfect screw. Because you can make a gun out of a 3D printer, like a working gun,
Yeah.
like with a firing pin and everything. 'Cause it doesn't have to be metal.
Yeah.
I believe the first ever thing 3D printed on the space station was a
Gun.
No, it was a ratchet.
I was thinking something like a flashlight or something.
So lonely.
Aha!
Does the vacuum toilet do that?
Well, I wouldn't want to put my dick in that.
Why not?
Socked off to space.
Fruity bastard.
So there's a company called DeepMind, owned by a guy called Demis Hassabis.
Isn't DeepMind like an AI thing?
AI, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has said that if we do end up going to Mars, it'll be AI that will destroy the colony. So AI cannot be part of the trip to,
And that's
to Mars.
coming
yeah.
from an AI guy.
Yeah. AI being in the mix would lead to human colonies' destruction, he says. It's a company that Musk invested in. Yeah.
Obviously invested in it.
But obviously, I heard recently that even Musk was just like, I don't trust AI. AI is going to be the one.
He said it numerous times.
Yeah.
Like, that he doesn't
He's said it
trust
for
AI.
years, isn't he?
And he said it for years that AI will be the downfall of society.
I can see that.
Like, because it will just
It'll just try to control.
it'll just try and control everything.
But it's already in your homes.
I mean, I think AI beyond what we know now, sort of AI.
Yeah.
Can be so much more, and is so much more in certain.
But the thing is, they're gonna have they will end up using it if they're gonna build these massive
They have
rockets.
to,
They're gonna
yeah.
go to space. They're gonna have to use them to. I don't know. You've got calculations that are so intense
Yeah.
to be able to get there. You're gonna have to use a computer to do it.
Well, that's why they've wanted quantum computers
Yeah.
to be real for so much longer now.
Yeah.
Quantum computing is when they start using like biological material, isn't it, for like computers so it can calculate things quicker.
Problem
Mental.
is when you have a human controlling something, there's so many ways that it could go wrong. Whereas if you have a computer doing all the fucking calculations, going, oh, this is the correct one, it's more likely to be correct than humans.
I mean, why do you think Apollo 13?
Yeah.
No, the other way around. The calculations were done badly by was it like something like that? I can't remember. By a computer.
Yeah, but you think those computers back then were so shit.
It's true.
They're not like they are today.
Yeah, you could even download porn.
Just
Pornhub
get
on
the old
my phone.
VHS out.
I swear, when it comes to internet, you talk about porn all the time.
Huh?
When it comes to like internet, you talk about porn all the time.
That's what that's
The internet
how
is made for
came
porn.
from. Was
made
made
for
by
porn.
porn,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Porn, military, and universities.
Love porn.
Yeah, we didn't speak about that last time, didn't we?
What?
Just a random quote. Love porn. Love porn. I don't watch it.
I do. But only the weird I mean, the normal.
Your mother watches this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that again.
Love you, mum. Or sister. I'm not sure.
Dude,
Bonjour.
I'll cut that. Cut that.
Cutting that out.
Here we go.
They'll go nuts if that.
They'll
ends up
kill
on the
you.
internet.
Really?
Yeah. It's on the
Look at that
fucking
picture.
internet.
Elon
I'll
Musk
cut that out.
says we'll all go to die, so let's go to
We're all
Mars.
gonna die. Let's go Mars. This planet's like days are numbered, like a calendar. But this planet's.
I don't think this planet's got a problem.
Of course it does. It's
What?
navigating closer and closer to the sun. All the
Got a
time.
question.
That's what it does. It brings it in, right? And the sun's only getting bigger because that's how the massive suns they become red giants. and then red giants are like so.
Yeah, but we're billions of years off that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I didn't say in like next year. I mean,
That's fair. That's fair.
next week I think we're fucked. Like, I mean, I'm talking like billions of years, but this planet stays not that we got to keep the human species alive.
Do you remember the 2008 theory that the Earth was just going to crack in half?
What?
Was it like 2008 where this absolute mental geezer was like live TV and everything was like standing where he imagined the world was going to crack in half. It was like, at this time, this day, it's going to fucking split in half. And they're all fucking filming it thinking, you know, maybe he's onto something. Fuck all happens, obviously.
Wasn't that how the Earth was made originally anyway? Like, it was two things.
Like an egg, you just cracked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Earth is flat.
Over
Oh,
easy.
mum.
No.
Would it be more a boiled egg, actually?
There were two celestial bodies
Ooh.
that bumped into each other and created.
Saucy.
One was called Thea and the other one was called Earth. And they smashed into each other and created the moon and the Earth.
Yeah, it was a NASA scientist that says a magnetic anomaly above our planet is going to split it in half. Yeah.
We're overdue an ice age as well.
Yeah, well,
getting
they happen
fucking
every,
colder
what,
now.
250,000 years. And there's always a warm front before the ice age starts.
Where is it? Oh wait, it's global warming.
Global warming. Like, they've done all the tests on the sea. The ice cap, supposedly, is a normal thing. Like, you right?
Yeah.
Do you want to go have a nap?
No.
I just think he's enjoying the microphone a bit.
Blowjob?
You need a fucking roommate.
Offering it all around.
I'm good.
Fried eggs?
Nah, I'm good.
Rectal exam.
Me. Bob.
I think so. Oh, I don't know. I think give it a few years. We can watch what happens. I reckon there'll be a lot of carnage. I reckon we'll have a lot of astronauts go missing.
Or from aliens.
Yeah.
Apparently
Yeah.
Hitler lives on the moon.
Or Argentina.
Or, yeah, they're quite similar.
Barren wasteland.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I just did.
Didn't we talk about that before?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think when we were talking about Iron Sky,
Oh, that was a.
like, it was this film that was made where Hitler was riding T-Rexes around on the moon. Like, real film.
I mean, it's legit. Like,
Yeah,
it feels like that could happen. I love the idea of space. It's just so vast and so big, and
it's
I think
quite a scary.
How does the what's it called
Yeah.
the gap year work?
What?
Because you know there's like a gap year where like it misses a couple of days in February.
That's just a
a leap year.
Yeah, that's the one. The leap year.
gap year is what you do for college and
Yeah.
Well,
I completely forgot. Yeah.
Well,
leap year.
they're supposed to be
Sorry.
They're supposed to be 13 months.
Huh?
Yeah, if you have a look at the old original Bible, going back to
AC BC.
I think it was like 400.
BC.
I think the original was like 400 AD, something like that.
AD,
So
sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
the one that they have seen, it was only like a few pages, but it has written down 13 different months because that's 28 days per month. And I think it was at March was supposed to be the first one of the year. I think that's what it was.
Was that like the tax year?
That's a tax year.
Wasn't it April was supposed to be the first?
That is the tax year.
Yeah, no, as in like, but like for the Bible, like that original, wasn't it? April was
Because
supposed to be the
after
first
AD,
month.
it's because he died.
Because what's it called? A leap year happens every 4 years, right? Is it 4 or 6?
4, I think.
4
Yeah,
years.
the
right?
first month of the year, Exodus 12:2, was to be Nisan, which corresponds to March, April.
Micro.
Yeah, just as the vernal equinox on March 25th was the beginning of the new year in the early Roman calendar. But yeah, like literally, it's supposed to be 13 months in the year. Then there's like they started adding all these extra dates here, there, and whatever. I think it was was it the Romans that turned it to 12 months.
Who the fuck came up with the names of the months? It's so
It was
weird.
numerals, wasn't it? So
Who came up with the month?
Like, who the right man would say, oh yeah, this month is going to be called January?
Who do you think July is named after?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
What about
Julius Caesar.
March?
I don't know.
July is named after Julius Caesar.
April?
April Clementine.
December?
Don't actually know.
December.
Yeah.
Deciramius. I don't know. I was
Made up.
It sounds like
Let's just make up some shit.
it was all done
Okay,
by,
so March is Mars, the month of Mars.
Okay.
which was a
April is the month of Aphrodite, Apru. May is the month of Maya. June, month of Juno.
I don't know. Yeah.
July
Smash, mate.
is Julius Caesar, but it's Mensis Quintilis.
Zachary Quinto's cousin.
August just means the 6th month.
Is that what it's actually called?
September means the 7th month. October means the 8th month. November means the 9th month. December means the 10th month.
Septus.
Yeah, 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if you have a look, like, I'll throw something up on the screen as well. But 13 months calendar. So it's really interesting, actually.
So there was actually supposed to be a 13th month.
Yeah.
That's interesting as fuck.
It was devised by. It was based on a 364-day cycle. Blah 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 blah. But I'm trying to find all this information. It was they found it in a Bible.
Of course, it was the Bible. Of course,
It's so many generations of Bibles, though.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Second, third,
4th, 5th, 6th,
fourth,
7th,
fifth, sixth.
8th, 9th,
King
10th.
George the First.
Yeah, didn't you have
King
a-
James the First.